Hello, I'm Carlin Goudy, and you're with CWI, First Generation Student Spotlight. I'm here with Ricky Flores, major in Media Arts. How are you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing tubular.
Good, good. That's what I like to hear.
So, I wanted to ask you a little bit of a preliminary before we get into the deep stuff.
Of course.
Where are you currently employed with?
I'm currently employed with a production company based out of Meridian. Although it is based in Meridian, we do gigs out of state. We do gigs in the state on the daily, every other day. So there's never really much downtime. It's just always go, 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 which is cool. It's just how the industry is.
And do you enjoy it? Is it
I love
pretty
it.
fulfilling?
Yeah, I love it. I got really lucky. I feel very blessed to be in the position that I am. It really is true that a lot of things happen for a reason because, I wouldn't be there if it weren't for the many steps that I had to take, including my personal life as well as school, even though sometimes it seemed like that's not how it should have worked out. But here I am, and I feel more lucky than I've ever been.
And let's talk about that because, you are first generation. What drove you to that position? Like, you don't have any family that were in college, so what was the start?
So I am first generation student in college. Family-wise, my mother is a single mother. I am an only child, although I did grow up with tons of cousins just around me all the time. At one point, a lot of my cousins, we lived in the same house because of the 2008 recession, so I was able to see them and live with them as we were siblings. So in a way, I am an only child, but I got all the siblings that I ever wanted, and I feel really lucky. But in being an only child, although having my cousins to be there as siblings, I feel like I need to set an example for them, even if it's not for them. Maybe they have an alternative route for college, trade school, or go straight into the workforce. That's for them. But it feels good to me personally to be able to go to college, even though it's going slower than I anticipated, to be able to show that example, as well as take advantage of the opportunities that I have. Because once again, my mom and my grandparents and so forth, they never had the opportunities that I have now. And it's something that I personally have to take advantage of, even if it's maybe just getting a 2-year degree or going on to get a bachelor's, et cetera, et cetera. But it's something my grandparents always had to, live with. They had to sacrifice everything and a lot of things in their life for my mom, my aunts and uncles. And then on top of that, my uncles and aunts, my mom had to sacrifice a lot to get me to where I am, as well as my cousins. So I almost feel it's necessary for me to pursue a higher education.
And what made you want to take media arts?
So originally, I wanted to be a surgical assistant, and I was very into the medical field because although I still live by the same message, I want to help people in the best way I can. Now I just want to help people in different ways. Up until, I would say, 2019, that's what my focus was, because I love helping people, and also, it makes good money, but obviously you have to put the time and the work into it. But during 2019, when COVID happened, it forced a lot of people to just be in their own world, be with their families, and with that, I graduated high school in 2020. So, I said 2019. COVID, about late 2019, definitely all of 2020. It forced me to just spend time alone and just in my room and messing around with the things that I had available to me. And that's when I just discovered love for different music genres and everything. And it just got me interested into the production field. I'm like, how is this made? How is this made? Who are the people behind the magic? That's cool. I want to do that. I want to be like them. I want to look up to them. I want to ask them questions, and just that's kind of where the spark came to change my dreams and as well as change my degree. So for a while, I was a business major for about a year, just by default, because I knew what I wanted to do, but I was super scared just because there's a lot of risk in the industry, because some people get a degree, some people don't get a degree. It's just like how you want to play your cards and how hard you want to work to get to where you want to be. So I finally made the jump. I was like, I want to be a media arts degree major. I want to be creative. I want to carve my own path in a way, even though people could say, that degree doesn't do you nothing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I knew what was coming, so I just kind of ignored that, and I said, let's go. And through that media arts degree, I took an audio production class in which one of the projects was to interview somebody with a background in production that makes a living, makes money off of this. And so the first pick actually was one of the people I look up to. He's a producer and songwriter based in Los Angeles. He writes a lot of the music and as well as produces, takes a part in the production of the music that I personally am very into, and I love it. And so I asked him if he would be the candidate that I interviewed. And he was taking a little longer than normal to get back to me because during that same time, his girlfriend was having a kid. And so, work, life gets super busy, maybe even stressful. And so he took a little longer. So as an emergency backup, what happened was I asked my mom in the last couple days, Mom, Nick isn't answering me. Like, I don't want to be annoying. I want to respect his privacy and his life. But, it's coming down to that time. Do you know anybody that I could maybe interview? And she said no. But she said my cousin might know somebody because my cousin has something to do with a chamber of conference, something to do with Catholicism or Hispanic heritage, something like that. And so she said my cousin Liz might know somebody. And she redirected me towards my current boss now. His name is Brent. So I just messaged him. I said, hey, this is a school project that I'm doing. I would love it if I could get the chance to interview you, talk about the industry, talk about some questions and everything. So we set a date. We met up at a coffee shop in downtown Boise. We talked for about 45 minutes. And ironically enough, at the end, he just said, come work for me. And I was like, whoa, like this is a lot to take in. And so he gave me all the time I needed to kind of end my career as a barista and complete my whole semester that time, which I'm very thankful for because I don't know how I would have transitioned during those busy times. But I was able to end my job being a barista at Dutch Bros. It was awesome. I loved it. And now I can officially say that I've created my career, or at least I've started it. And here we are.
Nice.
Yeah, it was super cool.
So it all kind of just tied in together, right?
It did. And one thing that I think is crazy is that because Nick wasn't getting back to me soon enough, the person that I really look up to, and which I'm in no way taking shots to, in that happening, it caused me to, domino effect. I had to talk to my mom. I had to get redirected. And because of that, I am now creating a career in the industry. So it's just another one of those things, like everything happens for a reason. And if I didn't switch my major to a media arts degree, I would have never had that class. I would have never had that project. I would have never had that opportunity to get that job. So for that, I'll never regret that.
That's really compelling.
I know, I just threw so much at you.
Yeah, but that's good.
But that's how I ended up where I am now.
All right, man. I'm going to give you a fist bump.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for this interview.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. It's been a great time with you.
I'm going to reverse it. Thank you for giving me time with you.
Yeah, of course. And if I just had to say something to everybody, because even though I'm just still learning on how to do those things and how to perfect it, because no one is perfect, but just saying yes to every opportunity that comes forward and just throwing yourself out there, because it really is sink or swim in this kind of like industry, or at least in my case, it's sink or swim. Say yes to everything, be open to opportunities, and never say you won't do things. Just be open, be an open book.